Welcome to the Meet Crete podcast, where we sit down and talk with people who make Crete run every day. Hi, I'm Dave. I'm one of the creative producers in the communications department at Crete Carrier. Today, we're going to talk to somebody who dedicates an awful lot of time worrying about your safety, like all the time. It's weird how much you worry about people's safety.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
It is fair to say.
Has that always been a thing with you?
Well, yes, I've been in the department since I've been here, so it's always kind of been what I've been focused on. So.
Oh, we should mention that Tisha has agreed to sit down and talk with us about what she does here at Crete and a little bit about yourself as well.
Yes.
And we'll get to know you. We've got family, right?
I do.
A couple of kids. And are you a Lincoln person?
I am born and raised here in Lincoln.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at Northeast High School, and then I kind of finished out with a GED, but that's a story for another time.
No, that's fine. We don't have to get down to your DNA. When you were coming up in Lincoln, you must have been somewhat aware of Crete Carrier, or maybe you weren't.
Actually, I was not. I found out about this place through a temp agency that I worked for. So.
Yeah, so tell us that story, because getting from starting here at a pretty low level up to where you are now it's quite a journey and quite a story. Tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are.
It was a fun journey. So I started back in 1998 when I was just looking for work. I kind of wanted an office position, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So I joined this temp agency, and they assigned me out here to Crete Carrier. And I was assigned to do a 30-day project for them, and it was very basic, purging of files, nothing major. And the minute I walked into the building, it was like I felt like I belonged. So once I got done with that project, Robin Boring, who was then the safety manager, asked me if I would like a full-time job. And I said, absolutely. And so that started my career here, and ever since then.
So what was your first job here, apart from the temp job?
So I started as a safety assistant out of that temp job. And basically I worked with existing drivers that were already on board with us, make sure they stayed compliant with everything they needed to, training, licenses, physicals, all that stuff. And then after about 9 years of that, I took a very brief break and went to recruiting, which was very eye-opening. I learned a lot from being over there, but I felt that I needed to be back in safety, and there was a position that opened up, and it was actually doing something different than I had been doing before. So I was like, let's see if I can get into that. And Robin brought me back over, and I was on the onboarding side then. So I got to kind of learn a little bit about the existing driver side and then the onboarding side. So that's kind of all of the whole safety realm. And that was very interesting. I stayed in that role for quite a few years. And then as soon as management position opened up, I tried my hand in there. And the first time I tried, I didn't get it, but I persevered, and it came available again, and I went for it, and I did get it that time. So,
was there money involved?
Yes.
Money under the table, wasn't it? No, I think you appreciate your position a lot more if you don't get something the first time.
Yes.
And I've been in that position. That's kind of great and kind of awful at the same time.
It is.
What do you do now? Tell us what you do now.
I'm the safety director here at Crete Carrier now. So,
which involves what day to day?
Basically, it's overseeing majority of the compliance and enforcement, DQ files, the whole safety umbrella, if you will. Matt DeVito, the vice president of safety, he's been very supportive, very amazing as I transitioned into that role. I work a lot more with the accidents now than I did before, so I'm the one that gets to help make those decisions on whether it's preventable, non-preventable. So, but there's quite a bit more just involved with the role, making sure everything runs as smoothly as it can, everything is as efficient as it can be. So there's some challenges there, but we're working through them one by one.
How big a department is safety?
So the safety as a whole encompasses logs and compliance, driver personnel, And driver personnel is 36, 38 strong. And then compliance, I believe there's 7 or 8 of them over there. So
You said the minute you came in the building, you liked this place. That's one thing, but you've been here for how long?
a little over 25 years.
25 years,
Yes.
and most of it has been in safety. What is it about safety that you're so drawn to?
I think it's just the fact that I get to make a difference and the people that I work with get to make a difference. It's not just paperwork. It's not just a file to us. These are people. They are, working through some serious things at times. And I think it just kind of gives me comfort to know that we're there to help them and to walk them through whatever challenges they face with us. It's also very rewarding to see, from where I started to where we are today, lots of things have changed. And to be able to see that change and be a part of that change is huge for me. I want to challenge myself every single day, and having to move with those changes has been very just rewarding personally. So
I know that you sit on some boards, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but is there anything that you're hearing about, like some emerging tech that'll change safety again down the road?
Nothing major, nothing that we don't already know about thus far. I know that Matt DeVito is working on some things on his end, but it's nothing that we haven't really seen yet. So cameras and things like that.
It seems like there's a blue light or a camera on everything now.
Yes.
I don't know why that is, but my toaster has one, and congratulations to me, I guess.
Yes. Well, they do help. I'll say that.
Let's talk a little bit about your off time, because safety isn't just your work thing.
Right.
Like, all of your off time is kind of dedicated to this too. You're a volunteer in a lot of different arenas. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So I am a member of 2 councils with Nebraska Trucking Association. Safety Management Council was the first one I joined, and that group of people have helped me learn and grow so much in this industry. I owe quite a bit to them. But also I sit on the Women's Council. And that one's a little bit closer to my heart just because I'm one of 8 founding members. And we were the first state association to have a women's council. So
Is that right?
Yes. So we kind of pioneered that, and now we are seeing that other state associations are following suit. So it's been very rewarding to be able to be a part of that, and then also watch it kind of blossom for others as well. We do a lot with outreach to high school, middle school students. We're trying to be out in the community as much as possible. We work with the Girl Scouts. We do a lot of different things. And Safety Management Council kind of helps us do these things. We've had several members bring, tractor trailers to the locations that we've been at, helped kind of facilitate things. So it's really definitely a team effort.
What kind of issues does the Safety Council look at?
So Safety Management Council, we kind of educate. We do a lot more education on that realm, just because there's so much changing each and every year. It's hard to keep track of everything if you're not involved with something. So we do lunch and learns monthly, and kind of talk about topics that are prevalent for that time. Whether it be when ELD was becoming a thing, we, harped on every single possible aspect that we could of that to make sure everybody was in the know of what was happening, where they could get resources, things like that. But we also, we have a large event. The Safety Summit is actually coming up March 18th and 19th in Sioux City. And we bring in a lot of the key players in this industry. FMCSA is often involved with that. Key people that really understand the industry, know what the changes are, and can help us to navigate through those. So it's, I learn so much every time I am involved with something with them, and I'm really, really thankful for the opportunity to be able to sit on both councils.
It's amazing that there are so many people plugged into different associations.
Yes.
Here at Crete Carrier, and having that inside track with what you do every day, but also those volunteer hours, and it's a real commitment to what your job is every day.
Yes.
And thanks for doing it.
Thank you. Thank you. My family gets involved with it too. We do
Which
a lot.
is nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say they go to the rodeo too, right?
Yes, yes, and they volunteer right alongside me, so that's been a lot of fun.
What real quickly, what's the purpose of the rodeo? Why do we do that every year?
So, the purpose of the rodeo is just to kind of put shine on these drivers who constantly, give their time, give everything they have to make sure that America has its goods. It's kind of a time to celebrate them, to give them an opportunity to compete. They have different skill levels, different tractor types, all kinds of different things that they can compete in. And I don't know, it just kind of gives them the ability to shine a little bit. And you start to build personal relationships with these drivers as you're doing these things. And that's really nice too, because then you get to kind of know who they are, what their families are like, and that just kind of adds an element to it.
You think you'll be here for another 25 years?
Yes, I plan on retiring from here.
I can tell and from the first time I met you, you really love what you do.
I do. It's been an amazing career for me. I have been so fortunate in so many ways. There are so many people that I could thank right now, and I feel like family here, and I don't think I would ever get that anywhere else.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's great. Thanks for sitting down today. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, listen, if you are watching right now, you're probably watching on YouTube. And just a reminder, you can find all of our weekly updates, driver stories, more episodes of this podcast on the Crete Carrier YouTube channel. We'll be back to find out more about the people we work with inside Crete Carrier and Schaefer Trucking in the next episode of Meet Crete.